Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. Go to our website, sign up for the free membership, email alerts for our live sessions and trade ideas, swing trades, a little bit of education, and a little bit of fun too. So let's get right into the daily SPY. Again, 67 million on the day, light volume. What would you expect other than up and down all day, shaking the E-mini future traders out? Look at this. Comes right back in though, touches the trend line, boom, right back up, comes back in, comes back down. If you look at the 60-minute, this is why we're having a little bit of problems. We had the 220 and the 50 MA. Tried to get above, couldn't confirm, right back down, trying to get above, right back down. So this is holding down. This is a big inside bar bearish pattern going for 3 days now. Let's see if we can continue to consolidate in this manner, setting up for the next leg down. We did run into that trend line earlier today. That's what kind of held this thing up. So you got to respect this, but pretty incredible action today, guys. Actually, the last couple days here on the markets, up and down on light volume. So beware of that. Not going to last forever, guys. Daily chart now, we're still holding in between the 50 and the 20, just chopping. Again, what are they doing here, guys? They're taking care of all the puts going into options X stuff next week. So inside bar, bearish pattern until we get above these moving averages, these high pivots, gap fill. We could possibly go higher, have a 242 and then 252 area in place. If we don't do that, just looking for choppy, because actually this isn't bad bullish pattern now. You're up and sideways, but you're still inside this bar, a little bit bearish. For me, I'm looking for a confirmation below the 50 MA in this trend line. Until then, we're just going to chop. But look what they're doing, guys. They're going to peg it right in between there. And next couple days is going to tell us a lot. I don't know if there's some news coming up. Maybe they're waiting on something. I don't even know. I guess I'll have to look. If you guys know something, send me an email, stockbookie@gmail.com. Let me know. Again, inside this bar, not doing much, not giving us anything, guys. Bottom line, weekly chart. We had the weekly close. Again, weekly's not telling us anything. We're still inside this bar, but we're up and sideways on this one too. So we got, and at this point, guys, it can go either way. Still in a strong stance on the weekly above the MAs. Can't rule that out. Again, light volume markets tend to float. Let's keep an eye on that. Let's look at the IWM. IWM, same crap, down, sideways, a little bit down and sideways on the weekly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks now sideways. We are back below the 20 MA here. Let's see if we stay. Again, not in bad shape on the weekly, not telling us too much. Little consolidation here to go up, or this little inside bar coming in could go down. So on the weekly, could go 50-50, got to wait for more evidence before we make a move on there. And again, just like this, the Qs and the SPY, retraces back up, comes back in here too. Try to get it back above, boom, right back down, right below the line. We're back below the 20 and the 50 until you get above that. Go for this, go for the high pivot, and go for double top around the 141 area, 140.86. You know what? This is just chopping around inside bar. So you have a little bit bearish manner on this one. You are back below. You're still above the 200, so that's still close. Just waiting for pattern now here, guys, to see what this thing's going to tell us next. For me, nothing to do. If you're short, great. If you're long, just hold tight, tighten that stop. Same thing with shorts. If you're short down in here, just tighten the stop up just in case we go up and retest these areas. 140.93. If it goes higher, then I wouldn't rule out 145 to 150. But at this point, it's giving us a little bearish pattern here and chopping around on light volume action once again. Qs. Q, same crap, goes back up, bullish consolidation, no above the MAs, guys, just holding it. Look at this, up, down, all day, just shaking everybody up and down. Everyone goes long, they bring it down. Everyone goes short, they bring it up. That's what these guys are doing. So it's hard to trust these markets, hard to take pivots. I mean, you can almost make a case that, we were making lower highs today if you did this. But how are we going to trade that? I mean, we come screaming up on no volume, gets above all the MAs, never confirms, comes right back in, comes right back up, tries it again, and comes right back down. But, we are chopping around on at least the 10-minute. Look, down move, sideways. This is on the intraday setting up a little bit bearish. On the daily, more bullish. So smaller time frames, we are a little more bearish. Larger time frames still above the moving averages, not bad. If this thing starts to crack, though, off this pattern, you might get some vicious selling in this. I still think we're coming to 120. filling the gap down here around 118.50. But again, each and every day gives us a little piece of the puzzle. See where this thing could possibly go. The light volume continues. We're just going to be floating. Again, look what everything's doing, guys. 3 days of nothing, up and down, up and down. This is just distribution in my opinion, guys. Every time it goes up, comes right back in, goes right back up, comes right back in, comes right back up, goes right back down. Bullish, you need to get above these pivots, just like all the other charts, above the all-time high, and then maybe, this thing could possibly run to the 117 to 2 or 217 to 220. If that does not do that, then what we're looking for is a bearish pattern. Just looking for it to get below the 50 MA, get below this trend line. We'll test double bottom. Then I think it's going to be on. You're looking at 190 area, possibly in here, 191, but you also have gap fill. You got a couple other things down here a little bit lower, and this big gap fill around where the Trump rally began, 178.75, which I still think we're getting to. This is a great inside bar pattern setting up for lower prices. The light volume's just holding this crap up right now, in my opinion, of course. IYT still trying for the area, guys. This is a big one for this one. They're knocking at this door the last couple days. This is trying to get a bullish pattern off, getting all the technical guys going, it's a bullish pattern. This thing's about to take off. Honestly, it's not bad. But since you came down here, going sideways, you're still inside this bar here, still slightly bearish. So you have an inside bar bearish pattern with an inside bar bullish pattern. But overall, the bigger pattern is bearish. So let's see if this thing can break above. If you are bullish, you need to get above the 50, above the pivot, shoot for gap fill, then go for the 174. If you could get above that 173.88, 174, this could possibly go to 180. Again, need to get above these first and then go from there. Let's see what happens tomorrow on this one. But you know what? Pretty good effort today. $1.27 up or 0.78%. And nothing wrong with this. Back above the 20 and the 200 here, chopping around. Can't rule it out. It won't go higher, guys. If the markets tend to turn and go red, then this one most likely going to come right back in. But it's holding some great support down in here. We got the bounce off that area. They put it right back up above the MAs. Still below the 20 on the weekly chart, though, so that's another big task. Got to get above the 166.29 area before this thing goes up. Again, great bullish consolidation on the daily. Let's see if this thing can keep going sideways to build up some pressure for the next push up. If this push up doesn't work out, then we're going to definitely go down. Test at 153, 151. Is there any other gaps? Yeah, back to November right here. 140, 177. That's what I think's in the cards here. But one day at a time, like I always say, guys. Doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. USO still making a run. I did add a little bit of the SCO today. I did post it on the StockBookie.com, the positions list. I did not post a trade on the SCO yet. That will be my first one on oil. I think we could start shorting this one as this thing moves up. Again, great move off of gap fill, $10 even number, and boom, right back up. Let's see if we could get it add in here. I had to do a little bit in here, just because it's getting stretched, guys. To start nibbling right here isn't bad. We'll start nibbling here, and we'll start nibbling once it gets there. And this will be a little bit more of a not long-term hold, but a little bit longer on this one. Because if we do pull back, it will be, probably a couple months of pulling back or so. But we'll have to see when the time comes. Right now, nothing wrong with oil. Got above the 618. We're going for gap fill right around 1128. Then you have another gap fill around 1140. Then you have the big trend line here. And this overhead resistance right around, just say 1164 or so. So right now, nothing wrong. Let's see if they could continue this thing up. But again, nice gap up over the 618. Boom, keeps it going. Do have a gap window at 1122 as well, so keep an eye on that. Nothing wrong with this one, guys. Nothing wrong. UUP, UUP, boom, same thing. This one was going up real nice on Friday. This one's a little bit paused, coming off this slight bullish pattern. I'd still like a little bit more of a wedge and then the pop, but it popped, got above that little pivot. Now it's holding on to this trend line here and a little bit of resistance as well. So let's see if this thing sets up sideways for the next pop up, or does it come right back down and retrace to the 200 MA. If it comes back here, I might end up buying this one, but we'll see. I still like the $25 even number, 22.50 area. If it comes back with the dollar moving up, oil should move down, and oil just keeps moving up with it, which is out of control, guys. A little bit insane, but that's just the way it works right now. Again, nothing wrong with the dollar. Let's go to the weekly real quick, see what's on there. Yeah, weekly, we're back into the 20 MA, so this is a big area for the dollar, guys. That's why we kicked back on today here. We hit this area at the 20 MA, this trend line. So it's holding. Let's see if we can build up some pressure going sideways and then the next pop. Or like I said, do they retrace it right back up and boom, right back down, coming down to the $25? I still like it around here. That's where I like this one. Around 20 bucks, 20, 25. But we'll see. There's, you know, this little pivot right here, which is a gap fill around 25.05. Right in that area, great area for a long. But let's see what this thing can do. We might already missed the boat on this one. Again, nothing wrong with these charts, guys. Let's look at the GLD. GLD back above the 200 MA here, which I like to see that. It is chopping around. Still needs to get back above the 50 MA. Let's see if this thing could chop around for another couple weeks and set up to move higher. This is a weekly chart. Went in, retrace, right back up, right back into big resistance again. So let's see if this thing can pop up. Let's look at the daily really quick. Daily chart, same thing. We're in this channel here and just chopping. Boom, 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 up and down, up and down. But we are above the 50 and the 20 MA. We got to get above the 200 MA. If we can get above that and confirm, then I think we're off to the races on this one, or at least a 125. If we get the 125, let's go to the weekly. Here's the 125 area right in here where this big breakdown area occurred. But also, too, you got 127.91, and then you got the 130, 123 up there. I still think we could get up in here, but let's see how this thing sets up for the higher prices in the weeks to come. And in the days to come, we're still chopping around on the daily. Not looking bad. Let's look at Jnug. Got some emails on this one today. Jnug, you know, I didn't even look at this one today. Let's take a quick look here. We back above? Yes, we're back above the 20 MA again, guys. You know, this one keeps chopping. So keep an eye on this. You know, again, I still think it's slightly bullish, but now that I look at it, you got a bullish pattern here, but you got a slight bearish pattern. This thing's got to start going. That's the bottom line. But as long as we hang into this inside bar or the 572 area, we'll be all right. But it's got to get going here. It's got to recapture this and get above these trend lines and stuff. Then we can easily go to the $10 area. But again, first task was to get above the 20. We are back above the 20. So let's see if that will hold. And pretty much just wait and see, guys. You know, it's chopping around. Gold was flat on the day. I think it was flat on the day. So this one really didn't do anything. It was down, or it's up 13 cents, so no great shakes. Again, back above the 20 MA. That's step one. Let's look at the weekly real quick. Weekly chart, though, still bearish. You know, to tell you the truth. I mean, I would like to see the retrace. We get back into the $9, $10 area. We especially get back to 11. You got to think that gold might come down with the markets, something like that. So you got to watch for that, guys, too. I mean, if the markets do sell off, gold can sell off. But again, not huge positions. Be ready to add more just in case. And that's all you can really do in these markets. For Jnug, you know, if you break this 520 area, you're most likely going to go fill the gap around 431. And then a double bottom at 383. If it goes down there, I might even get interested in Jnug. I might let it come down a little bit more and then do it, and then go from there. All right, guys, if you're not a member, come to StockBookie.com, sign up for the free membership. It's free, guys. You'll get the email alerts for trade ideas. You'll get the emails before we go live to our live streams. Those have been fun lately. We're looking to do a couple this week, hopefully, and just trying to find the next trade. Trying to make money here at StockBookie.com. Thanks again for watching the video, guys, and God bless. See you on the charts.